from long range.
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
Oubre, no one around him. And again, Washington with the triple.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And Diaw kicks to Green. Winslow earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
That's his first.
It's been a nice game for Green. He's got 8 points and a steal.
It's his first trip to the line. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
The Wizards have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season. And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. Right? They went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Tipped away.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. And the dunk by Humphries.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break. And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup, and all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
The thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. Powerful athlete, Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
It's deflected, but they recover it. Ginobili with the 3. Ginobili can't get that one to fall. Here's Beal. Changes up. Rejected by Ginobili. Spurs trail by 3. The drive by Green. The shot's good on the assist by West. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
And, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
Pulls up from the corner. Oubre can't get it to go. San Antonio's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. And here we go. Washington fast break. Dudley dishes to Humphries. Here's Oubre. No one near Wall as he lets it go. And another miss by Washington.
And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talents.
Green kicks to Diaw. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs return the ball.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Duncan, he's checked in for Diaw. And it's Kawhi Leonard in for Green. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Nene, he's checked in for Humphries. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Oubre. Gary Neal's checked in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. San Antonio trailing here. Outside Leonard. Beyond the arc, and it's blocked.
Not only is the game neck and neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the boards.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Stolen by Dudley.
And if they're smart, they can hold it for the last shot.
To me, that's got to be the target. Make sure you manage the clock effectively so you do get the last shot.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here we go, San Antonio.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Here's Sessions. So the Wizards 5 right now. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. Sessions out there with Gary Neal. And it's Porter at the small forward. Spurs trail by 5. And here is Ginobili for 3. Neal pulls it in.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And that one's good by Gortat.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
And San Antonio shooting 43% for the game. There's Parker with the 3. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Neal. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Fred.
Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Wizards?
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Beal's checked in for Washington. Ball comes in for Sessions. Nobody near Leonard. Again, Leonard missing.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamorous stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And that one's good.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
Well, I think all 3 of us agree. John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first game of summer. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't
He sure does.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He is not happy with their perimeter defense, saying, guys, way too many open shots for them beyond the three-point line. We've got to press up closer and try to crowd them off the arc. Guys, we'll see if they got the message.
Thanks, Doris.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
To the wing on the left. Here's Oubre. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
Okay, time now for an injury report.
Guys, I had a moment to catch up with the Wizards head athletic trainer. He told me that after taking a look at him, it's thankfully just a sore wrist.
Okay, Doris, sounds like he won't be out for too long.
Well, hopefully that's the case, Kevin, and he'll be back before long.
They grabbed their own miss. Here's Aldridge. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And, you know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting. He looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from 3. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Nene, the screen. Wall passes to Beal. Back to Wall. Cannot hit. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Green with the ball. Now defended by Oubre. Here's Aldridge. And he drops it in from the low post. Now just a 4-point Wizards lead.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
And the foul on Daniel Green. That's his third foul of the game. Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. And a switcher also for Washington. Sessions is checked in. Beal dishes to Gortat. 6 to shoot. Rebounded by the Spurs. Green kicks to Parker. From past the arc. And Green with the basket on the assist by Parker.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took him as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
Here's Nene. And that time, also a missed shot. Spurs have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That'll be his second foul of the game. To the middle. Sessions against Leonard. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Looking at the game for Kawhi Leonard, 9 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
And so both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
Tremendous job at the line as usual. You can always bank on him in those situations.
Beal the pass to Wall. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter of this one. The Wizards with another miss.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Aldridge dishes to Leonard. And that's a foul called on Ramon Sessions.
Ramon Sessions.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for San Antonio?
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3-ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
Yeah, and something else they've done all through this one is knock down the mid-range jump shot whenever they've had the chance. Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs them. And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Well, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Ball against Parker. And Wall kicks to Sessions. Here's Gortat. Count it!
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
35 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point immediately.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him he's up off the threes.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
They have a chance to tie it up.
A 3-ball would do just that.
And it's good. There it is. He ties the game.
Boy, it's a scary sight when Kawhi Leonard starts lighting it up like this.
Ball against Parker. It's Wall with the drive. Good!
Timeout Spurs.